Chapter 10, Sharing Life. Your dream doesn't have to have an expiration date. Take a deep breath and try again. K.T. Whitten. You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Take a moment and think about who you spend the most time with. Are you wanting to be more positive, yet all the people you spend time with are negative and complain all the time? You should share more positive with them, or you could start hanging out with more positive people, or some of both. This is where youth can succumb to peer pressure and go down the wrong path. If all of their friends are involved in school activities, getting good grades, and staying out of trouble, it will help them as well. But if their friends start experimenting with drugs and alcohol, start having declining grades, skip school, then it may make it difficult to overcome the peer pressure and stay on the right path. I can specifically recall defining moments in my youth that led me to where I am today. I didn't know why or how I made these choices, but now that I reflect on them, it was also what my close friends were doing. We were involved in sports and organizations, were on the honor roll, applied for scholarships, and went to college. I was the first grandchild on one side of my family to go to college and to graduate, and the first granddaughter on the other side. It wasn't an option as to if I was going. It was a decision as to where I was going. The scholarships helped in my decision-making process. Being the proud recipient of the 2-year scholarship to Longview Community College, I made the decision to start my higher education while living at home and working part-time. A few of my high school friends did the same thing, so it also gave me an opportunity to have a carpool buddy, and at times, someone to be my alarm clock. Let's just say I wasn't a morning person, or most likely I just enjoyed staying up late. I completed my associate's degree from Longview Community College, then transferred as a junior to the University of Missouri, Columbia, also known as Mizzou. This path saved money, and I had completed all my prerequisite classes at Longview, which seemed easier. My GPA stayed higher consistently. If I give advice to high school students, I share my story to give them reasons why I believe starting at a community college is the best path for most. My friend Stacy wanted to transfer as well, so we applied to be roommates in an off-campus apartment where they matched you with 2 other students. We were very fortunate with our roommate match, Leah, and we were so close friends today. Our 4th roommate graduated semester, so our friend Regina moved in. It was a match made in heaven for all of us. We had a great time those 2 years, and we'll have memories for the rest of our life. We took a trip to New Orleans, North Dakota, and all celebrated our 21st birthdays in style with shirts that Leah made for us. I could go on for days with all the memories, and I'm sure we have our own version of some of them. During school, I worked at the local bank at a couple of different locations. I was even part of the top sales group, and I was invited to the best practices seminar. While working in the hospital university branch, I learned very quickly that the busier your career can get, that often you don't take the time to manage your own finances or checkbook. Often the doctors knew where their money was. Often the doctors knew there was money in their account, but didn't keep up with the exact balances. The more money made, the more they would spend. Some almost living paycheck to paycheck. To a savvy saver like myself, this is a good lesson early on for me as I was earning a paycheck, even if it was a small one at the time. For a college student, it was more than I was accustomed to. I also saw what identity theft could do to someone's bank account in a matter of a few transactions. It shifted my thinking of not using a debit card for purchases online or even on a regular basis. I only used it at ATMs going forward. Your real money in your checking account can take time to recover, and the paperwork required for the reporting the fraudulent transactions also seemed more cumbersome than calling the credit card company. By using the credit card, the money isn't coming from your real account until you pay the bill. So if there are fraudulent transactions, you have time to review your statement and call to rectify it immediately. Obviously, when using a credit card, it is imperative to watch your spending. Even setting a budget is important so you can pay the bill when it is due. I obtained my first credit card while in college, which allowed me to establish credit, later being able to buy a house with favorable credit score. I caution people when they have credit cards to pay the bill on time and the full amount, thus not paying outrageous interest rates. If you have out of control spending habits, set limits on what you will use for credit card purchases such as monthly recurring bills and gas. For shoppers like me, I would caution you to not go crazy at the mall with your credit card. During those shopping sprees, maybe this is when you use a gift card or cash instead. Your credit score is the one number that will determine how much you pay for things for the rest of your life. I wish this is something that was emphasized more for every student in middle and high school. Your mind is a gold mine. Ideas are free. When ideas come to you, write them down. With today's technology, you can write them in an application or phone app or in your notes section of your phone. The universe is sending you those ideas for a reason. We each have gifts to share, and often those ideas come to us, but we have to be open to receiving them. If we do not use the idea, it will leave us and go to the next person. Have you ever had a great business idea or invention to only find out that it was later brought to market? That idea may have come to you, but since you didn't seize the opportunity, it went to the next person until it reaches the person that brought it to the market. I remember vividly when I first thought about writing a book, years ago when I was single and dating. I knew others were going through similar experiences, but I didn't take the time to seize the opportunity. Fast forward over 5 years when I had the next idea to write this book. Around the same time, I was in a different place in life, and I had many ideas to share with others from my own experiences. I met a publisher while on vacation. We connected on social media, and then I casually mentioned it in a conversation with him. For a trip, I bought a book by J.J. Burton, talk about seizing opportunities, and I decided it would be a good one for a plane ride. After reading the book, I started seeing more signs that I should write this book. Thus, here we are. I hope you find this book valuable as the lessons I learned in my journey. The next time you have an idea, consider the idea to see if it's one you want to explore further or just let it go. The choice lies within you, and there is a reason the idea came to you. Over time, a pattern creates a message and brand. I track and measure my social media following, as I believe a track number grows. It's incredible that you can connect with people around the world through social media. Now that I have a global business, it's more important to go above and beyond my personal connections. Hashtags have also made it possible for people to connect with similar interests. I absolutely love the Saturday Night Live skit Hashtag with Justin Timberlake and Jimmy Fallon. It's a definite must watch. As I have been helping others, I have become aware of self-confidence is holding many back from their truth. You are enough. Say it to yourself over and over until you believe it. Most of us, it may take days or weeks or even longer for us to believe it. Do not judge yourself on how long it takes. Just say it. I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. And repeat it until necessary. Each of us deserves a glorious life full of wonder and happiness. Often we feel that we must learn to do something or be a certain way, then we will find this wonder and happiness. But in reality, we all have what we need inside of us. Often the things that we procrastinate from doing are the gifts that we could be sharing with the world. In writing this book, I found myself procrastinating, getting distracted when I would sit down to write this book. That's why most of the time I was writing this book while on the elliptical or walking on the track at the gym. At certain times, it was the only place I would be free from distraction. Typically, it was early in the morning when most were sleeping, so my phone wasn't receiving calls or texts or social media updates. It was a time I could concentrate for bursts of time. I found that the more time I had, the longer it would take me to write the same number of words. Think about a project or task you have. If you have 4 hours to complete it, most of the time it will take you 4 hours to complete it. But if you have 30 minutes, it will take you 30 minutes. I know I work harder in short bursts of time because it requires me to focus and put my blinders on to get the work done. This is a quote from Muhammad Ali. Impossible is just a big word thrown around by small men who find it easier to live in the world they've been given than to explore the power they have to change it. Impossible is not a fact, it's an opinion. Impossible is not a declaration, it's a dare. Impossible is potential. Impossible is temporary. Impossible is nothing. Muhammad Ali.